Well, good afternoon everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's Clarice again. 30th of April today. The sun is absolutely splitting trees and it's my birthday. So happy birthday to moi. And if you can see behind me, just a few of my... I was actually going to do a video today, guys, with weeding. I've took the netting off this raised bed here, if you remember, or you will probably recall it when I turn it round. When I put the garlic and the shallots in at the end of last year, maybe November or something. Well, I've now took the netting and whatever off it because I really do need to get stuck in weeding, but I haven't stopped today at all. Filling in pots, moving pots, potting on tomatoes. What else would we be doing? We were actually going to go to Bordeaux, but we decided against it as this is a budget year, if we remember rightly. Hannibal, you wanting in? He's wanting this, that's what he's wanting. But he's hurt his paw yesterday afternoon, so we cannot throw it. But there you go. Here. Squeak it. No, he's dying to run about with it, but he can't because one of his legs is all swollen up with running about like a crazy. And Sky, what are you doing? She's wanting up on... Oh, she's wanting up on a gan. There we go. Right, so what I'm actually going to do now, before I was so rudely interrupted, is just give you a wee look about and show you what I've been up to. So let's go before I open my fizz. Right, so I've tidied up Naya's place here, which my Rottie's in here, Naya. And we do seem to have quite a few pairs in here. Hopefully they will last the duration and not fall off. Time will tell. I still have to deadhead some of the flag iris, which I've multiplied. It's looking not bad in here. Looking not too bad at all. This is the raised bed that I was talking about, guys. So, as you can imagine, the sun comes out, so does the weeds. But hopefully, because it's a raised bed... Oh, do not be pulling that. Yep, come out easy enough, so I'll get that done shortly. As I said, I was actually going to do it on camera earlier on, but I go from one job to another job to another job. That's what Roy says. He says you can't do it one job at a time. I've got to do about 3 or 4. Oh, blah. So let's have a wee look. Right, the garlic. This bed has been getting absolutely soaking wet, but hopefully within the next couple of days it should start drying out because the weather's taking a perk up a wee bit because they're looking a wee bit kind of rusty coloured, but that normally indicates to me from the past 3 years, apart from last year, that we could in fact have leaf miner. And that's why these have not thickened up, and I'm dreading pulling one out. I am absolutely dreading pulling one out. Then we've got along here, and I don't know if it's the same with the shallots. Now I've actually started to split, but as you can see, guys, they're looking a wee bit kind of floppy. I don't know if it's because they got too wet, because they were doing absolutely fantastic. Now, do I pull one out to have a look, or leave it to another day? I don't want my birthday spoiled. Now, if there's leaf miner in one, there'll be leaf miner in every single thing that's in this bed. And I did think that these were extra onions, if you remember rightly, at the end of last year that I popped in, because they just look the same when they're just seedlings, but they're actually leeks. So the leeks are ready for coming out as well, and there's quite a few. It didn't look too bad in here, guys, until I tightened the netting off later on, and then I went about, as I said, and just got on with doing other stuff. So keep your fingers crossed that this has not got leaf miner in it, or every single thing in this extremely large bed. We'll be going to the burn pile. Yeah, this bit here, guys, if you remember rightly, used to have the chicken run in it, in a big chicken coop. Well, that's been taken down, and this has all to be levelled off at some point for an above ground swimming pool, which won't be this year as Roy's not working, no money, blah 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 blah. Don't want to go on about it, but that'll not be getting done just now, so it's covered with weed fabric. If you remember right, we used to have the Willy Wonka tree here. Well, there's the Willy Wonka tree over there, if I can zoom in a wee bit. Roy chopped that down himself, and myself, him and Daniel actually moved it and rolled it over to yonder by until it dries out, and then we can get it all cut. So that's the state of that just now. I'm actually thinking of putting a wee wall from there all around there and all the way up to basically the bottom of this bed, and then I can fit two sun loungers in there. I've got it in my head, I've got a picture of it in my head. So, and then the swimming pool there, big long rectangular one, and then where the wee paving slabs were at the front of the chicken run, that my wee table and chairs will go in there. So that's the plan, but at this moment in time, that is all it is a plan. Now look at these guys, these are self-seeded. Tons and tons and tons. That's all nigellas that I've started putting their flower heads on. So that's going to look fabulous for a few weeks. In about a week's time, I think they'll start popping out. There we go up there. Right, sorry about the shadow guys, but this bit here, as we know, is no dig, and yesterday I just raked it over, but this cover's been put on it to keep the cats and the dogs, etc., as I keep saying, out of it until such times. I think tomatoes are going in there, because if I move slowly down this way, we have now got the sticks up there where I am going to be putting my green beans. Hopefully, my usual, doing my beans in pots and then plopping them in the ground. I've actually just sown them direct, and round the side we have got some chives and a few nasturtiums that hopefully will crawl up along with the beans. And in the middle, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, as I never have any luck apart from 1 year with sweet corn. I might indeed put sweet corn down the middle. I'm not quite sure yet, not quite sure. There's this bed here guys that I did with my onions, etc. Was it last week? And they are coming on fine and dandy. I will get beetroot in there. Let me see. If you could just see over in the middle there, we've got red beetroot and we've got orange beetroot. And flowers round the side, as well as some alpine strawberries up the back. And we do have some spring onions in here. So we do have the snowball, the white onions, we do have the Brunswick red, and what was the other one? Stuttgarter Rising. And again, the odd lettuce dotted about. So as you can see, everything is covered for the moment to keep the animals out again. And an old fence round us to keep the animals out again. In here, covered to keep the animals out. Oh, wonder what kind of caterpillar you are. I don't think you're a swallowtail, because you look quite small. What are you, a little pretty little thing? But in here we have got tomatoes. I started putting the tomatoes out about 2 days ago, I think. Yeah, 2 days these have been in here. And a couple of peppers. In here is a bit of a mess, to be quite honest with you, because we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of carrots, all different carrots, but we do have weeds, and I have been in picking out as much as I can, but you know, when the weeds just start, they just look similar to carrots. So I'm actually just going to leave them until such times that I see, like this, wee fluffy leaves of the carrot, and then I possibly will get back in there and get that done. Sweet guys, I think I said to you that I was going to get stuck in and try and sort out this flower border. Well, it's jam-packed now, and to keep the dog out again, basically Hannibal, he likes to lie in it. And come the summer, everything that gets put in gets absolutely flattened with his big heavy body. So if we have a wee quick look, we have dahlias. Half of them's been munched. Lovely big foxglove coming up there. There's all sorts of things in here. which is going to be absolutely gorgeous when it all fills out. But Roy had an idea instead of a daft wee fence along there, which we have everywhere, and the nettings for the animals. They will come off once everything gets a wee bit bigger and can look after themselves. But this bit here, with extra fencing, and he just halved it. And there's a wee bit kind of ski whiff in places. But at the same time, it's going to give me my flower border. And I don't have flattened flowers or plants. Maybe a few munched by the slugs and snails, which we get non-stop. I'm actually quite happy with that wee bit. I can't throw it, son. Here. You go get it, Hannibal. I can't throw it. Because of your leg. He just does not know when to stop. Right, I've also been out here today and topping up a little bit of soil into my potatoes. As you know, I haven't bought any of these potatoes this year. These are all from shop bought or saved from last year, but I'm sure these ones at the back are Charlotte. I'm sure they are. My acer has started to fill out. I have potted up a few of the bush cherry type tomatoes into big pots, so they just need a quick wash and a wipe round about and they'll be ready to go up into the courtyard. I have been reading my book, James Patterson. I absolutely love James Patterson, and I think I'm waiting on 22nd. I've got the 21st one and I think I'm waiting for the 22nd one that somebody has managed to buy me for my birthday. Wink, wink. And I'm not long finishing this little area down here, my little dry garden or little herb garden or whatever it is you want to call it. We've got thyme here, we've got rosemary. We've actually got little purple flowers on the thyme. And round here we do have a nice new lemon thyme that was put in today, along with chives, lavender, French lavender, strawberries. What else is in there? Mint in a pot up the back. That needs to get emptied out. I'm in the middle of doing that just now. As you can see, that's where I've been doing all my pots and everything this afternoon. There's quite a lot to get thrown out. This is my white, have we got any currants on it? This is my white currants. We did have currants on that one. Oh, that looks as if there's not many left. Something's been chewing the white currants as well. Oh my goodness me. And if I move round here, I'm going to cover this with a bit of fleece tonight. But as you can see here, this is just your wee Cantaloupe Melons. And I am trying one outside in a pot, and the other 4, I think, are in the greenhouse, as they tend to do a lot better in the greenhouse. These are my own potatoes, and these are purple fingerlings that I've just started popping up. Didn't even know, I thought these pots were empty, as in soil, but no tatties. Because I needed space in the courtyard, I do like to keep my greens on my tulips until the end. But because I needed the space, I've actually got Roy to dig them out with the greens attached, and they're just up here to dry out before I eventually store the bulbs. Some raspberry cuttings. And lo and behold, I must have had another tatty in a pot. A potato in there. So I'm going to have to take these out. I'm thinking of putting them along this fence line. But there you go, there's the Nigellas. As you can see, they've got the heads on quite a few of them. So it'll not be long until this will be a sea of loveliness for a couple of weeks. But that's as far as we've got. As far as I've got. Along here, there we go. We do have our passion flower that needs all sorted and entwined around about the fence. So I'm hoping, as I said in another video, that this covers the entire fence. Possibly by the end of this year. If not, it'll be next year, and I'll have to sort out the new clematis. That seems to be running rampant, which is absolutely fantastic. Along this fence line as well. So there we go, guys. That's the netting, etc. that was over the top. As you can see, this is quite a large space. for getting a pull in if and when we ever get pennies again. But look guys, as I said, keep your fingers crossed. Look at that leak. I've just noticed that the other night. Put its scape out, so they're definitely ready for coming out the ground. As I said, I did think they were, smelled delightful. I did think that they were onions when I put them in at the end of last year, but no. Oh, there's another one. So we'll get them out and we'll keep our fingers crossed. I'll let you know if and when. Right, so just before I go guys, we'll get our lovely Royal Doulton glass out and I shall open this. I did used to drink, but not for the past 5 years. My goodness me, thank God I wasn't. I'm going to see if I can do that in slow motion. Oh my goodness me. There we go, Clarice. No, you don't get this. Sorry about the fingernails, but they've been in the soil all day. So there we go, guys. Bubbles galore. Wunderbar. C'est parfait. So bon anniversaire pour moi. Till the next one, guys. Cheers. Take care. Doodle pip. Oh, lovely. Bye-bye. Do the wee check of that, Oliver. Oh, he wants that. Bye-bye. Happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me, happy birthday to Mom. Happy birthday to me.